books, distributed by Penguin Random House, but I believe they're actually Candlewick Press. These go on sale July 9th. So let's take a look at this box. Oh, the first is a Maisy, one of our favorites growing up for our kids. And this is Maisy Preschool, and it comes with a play scene. So that folds out in the back, and you can kind of use it, you know, almost like a, oh, it has punch-out characters. It's almost like a little play set. So it's like a built-in book and a toy, which is always fun. And we just love just the gentle characters and the sweet little adventures that they have. And this is good because this will help kids acclimate if they're going to start preschool this fall. And here's another sort of going to kindergarten or even preschool themed book. So learning about your ABCs. And this is by Shirley Hughes. And this picture book has these really like lovely old-fashioned illustrations. Almost reminds me of like Dick and Jane. And like a very sort of traditional script, like font. And so it's an alphabet book, but also they're using the alphabet to tell a narrative story. And so that looks really, really interesting and more fun than, you know, the usual just, you know, A is for this, B is for that. Okay, so I look forward to reading this story. I just really love the illustrations. I feel like it's like a real, like a instant classic. And the next book, let's see what this is about. The Pawed Piper by Michelle Robinson, illustrated by Chinlun Lee. Like, you know, really charming cats and illustrations. Oh, and it's about so this little girl wants a cat, and all of a sudden she looks like she is attracting cats, and it works a little too well because look at all the missing cats in her neighborhood. So this looks like a sweet story about someone who wants a pet and probably should get a pet. You know, this is like a kid who is deserving of a pet and clearly is up for a responsibility of taking care of pets. Anyway, this looks like a really fun and sweet story. And I just really, the artwork is really beautiful. It reminds me of like Chinese paintings. The next book is The Right One for Roderic, and so by Violeta. So we're not quite sure what that is, but Roderic is a ghost. And everyone in his family wears a white sheet, but Roderic wants to be different. So he tries on a number of alternatives to sheets. And so this looks like a fun and funny and not scary ghost story about, you know, being your true self and not being afraid to be different. And it also works for a Halloween story, because it also has that deeper message. And it has very striking graphic illustrations that I really like. Like it's just a really strong color scheme. Yeah, this looks great. Very appealing. And the last story, oh no, two stories. What Does an Anteater Eat by Ross Collins. Looks funny because it's one of those obvious things, like it's called an anteater. But in this case, Anteater wakes up and he can't remember what he eats. So this is by Nosy Crow, which is an imprint of Candlewick. So it has sort of built-in humor just from the get-go. And this looks fun and also beautifully illustrated. And, you know, almost like Are You My Mother, that type of story. But in this case, the anteater is just searching and seeking advice for what it's supposed to eat. And the last book looks like it's themed for Halloween or for the fall. and it is Pick a Pumpkin by Patricia Toht, illustrated by Jarvis. And it looks definitely that Halloween tradition of visiting a pumpkin patch. It's got diversity in its characters, and like really like appealing, like they look almost collage-like illustrations. And so it's a story about going to a pumpkin patch, and then converting that pumpkin into a jack-o'-lantern, and also has a Halloween theme. So compare that with a ghost story. And this looks perfect for the holidays. Again, these books are on sale July 9th, and thank you so much to Candlewick Press for these.